Speedweek always sells you one promise. If you survive long enough, it'll tell you who you really are. Because this isn't just a sprint car week, it's a pressure test. It's hot laps with consequences. It's pill draws that can ruin your night before the engine even fires. It's lap traffic, torn up equipment, and teams making setup calls at midnight, running on just a few hours of sleep and 1,000 miles of adrenaline. And this year, the final exam landed at Wayne County, where Zeth Sabo took the checkered flag and Cap Henry took the crown. And if that wasn't enough racing chaos for 1 week, out in South Dakota, Huset Speedway was busy printing its own kind of legend. The Huset's High Bank Hustle and High Bank Nationals, where the World of Outlaws actually put huge money on the line, and the sport's biggest names had to answer the same question Speedweek asks: can you be great more than once under maximum pressure? I'm Russ Fritz, and I'll give you my answer to that. But before I do, put that visor down, get those tear offs ready, and strap in tight. Because this isn't just racing, this is switching grooves. The first thing we get into: Ohio Sprint Speedweek and why the finale felt like a movie. Well, let's set the table. What a finale really is. The Speedweek finale isn't just another night on the calendar. It's by that point, the week has wear patterns. Teams are down to backup parts, engines and torsion bars have actually lived very hard lives, and crews are operating on instinct. Drivers have a mental highlight reel of near misses, bad draws, and moments that they want back. And the big thing is this: on finale night, everyone is racing two races: the race in front of them and the race in the points. That's where finales get messy because half of the field is win or bust, and the other half is don't throw away a championship. At Wayne County, well, Sabo wins the race, but Henry wins the week. Zeth Sabo wins the feature. That's the glory moment: the photos, the interviews, the trailer door celebration. But the championship is the deeper story. Cap Henry finishes fourth and clinches the Ohio Sprint Speedweek title, while defending champion Danny Dietrich, the late week out of state threat, finishes sixth. That pairing actually matters. It's the essence of the week. The winner of the night gets the headline. The winner of the week earns the respect. The myth of the comeback? Well, it's usually not three straight wins. And when fans say Cap Henry came from way back in the points, they picture a Hollywood arc: win, 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 and the standings flip over. Speedweek comebacks are rarely that clean. Most of the time, a comeback is built out of unglamorous decisions: choosing the conservative setup that's good for 30 laps, not the spicy one that's great for three, taking the transfer spot in the heat instead of throwing a block that might tear the right rear off, or racing people for position without racing like your emotions are driving. That's the real from behind skill. I mean, you don't get your points back in one corner. You collect them night after night. The points racer advantage, well, your floor is everything. If you want one sentence that explains Speedweek championships, it's this: you can win the title without winning many races, but you can't win the title with one or two crater nights. So Cap Henry, his style, well, consistent, controlled, calculated. It plays perfectly in a week-long format because it protects his floor. A sixth place night isn't great, but it's alive. A fourth place night doesn't make headlines, but it wins titles. But a DNF is a week ender. And the more nights you string together without disaster, the more pressure moves onto everyone else. The mental game, chasing without quote unquote chasing. And when you're behind in points, the easiest mistake is to drive like you're behind in points. That's when you see dive bomb sliders that don't have to happen, cars set up on a knife edge to qualify well but are miserable in traffic, or drivers forcing a pass on lap 7 like it's lap 27. Cap Henry's comeback works because he doesn't do that. He races like a person who believes that the week will give him chances, and it did. Finale execution, though, the champion's finish. On the finale night, Cap didn't need a miracle. He needed a clean, high quality points night, and he delivered it with a fourth place finish. That's a closer in a different way, not closing the race, but closing the championship. As for Zeth Sabo, this is why the finale win is a different kind of win. Finale wins are harder than they look because the environment is unstable. Points racers are tense and unpredictable. Non-points racers are aggressive, and the track can change rapidly as temps fall and rubber lays down, and winning that night says that you can read the room and still execute. The biggest Speedweek credential? Well, being the only repeat winner the entire week. In a week that was defined by changing tracks and changing conditions, repeat wins say you've got a setup philosophy that travels. Your driver can adapt in real time, and your team can make the right decisions and right calls under fatigue. A one off win can be circumstance. A repeat win is a fingerprint. Sabo's first All Star win, and why that matters to trajectory? Well, that matters because firsts do something. They change your internal belief, you stop hoping, and you start expecting, and they change how competitors race you. More respect, and sometimes more urgency. And they change opportunity, bigger rides, better deals, and better events. And when you stack first All Star win with the only repeat Speed Week winner, it makes the week feel like a pivot point, a guy moving from dangerous to proven. Sabo's week suggests he's building the two traits that separate contenders from headliners: a high ceiling, the ability to win, and repeatability, the ability to find it again. Speed Week exposes whether your speed is fragile or durable, and repeat wins, especially for a week like this, are durable. But we always have the invader threat, and Danny Dietrich being here changed the feel. Even when the championship stays in Ohio, the presence of the PA Posse invaders, the campaign actually changes the temperature. Dietrich is a pressure multiplier because he brings elite execution, a team that understands traveling week logistics, and a mindset that doesn't care about your home tradition. And in the finale, Dietrich ends up sixth while Henry does what he needs to end up fourth. That's a subtle but important lesson. Invaders force you to race cleaner and smarter, and Cap handled that. That's part of the championship resume, as well as Cap Henry's personal one. What this means next? Well, the points racer versus the win hunter for future speed weeks. At Cap Henry's model, the week is a math problem. Cap's approach tends to win more often in speed week formats because it minimizes disaster, it keeps you in clean air more often, and it forces others to take the risks to catch you. He's hard to beat because he's rarely out of the points picture. As for Sabo's model, the week is a takeover opportunity. Sabo's aggressive, win forward style can dominate a speed week if it stays clean because big wins can create big point swings fast, especially if the rest of the field is trading good nights for terrible ones. The real future, they'll blend styles. Here's the fun part: both camps will actually steal from each other. If Cap finds a little more kill mode and converts more nights into wins, he becomes terrifying. If Sabo adds one layer of points protection, taking fifth when the pass really isn't there, he becomes a championship threat, not just a nightly threat. My prediction: future speed weeks could easily become a battle. Henry's consistency versus Sabo's ceiling, and whichever one expands their game first becomes the favorite. Now, while Ohio was grinding through a points war, Huset Speedway was doing something totally different, but somehow spiritually identical. Because if Speed Week is a marathon of survival, Huset's Money Week is survival at a high speed with higher stakes. Different region, same truth. You don't get credit for being fast once. You get paid for being great repeatedly. The week begins with Buddy Kofoid doing what hot drivers do at Huset's. He makes it look inevitable. He charges from fourth to win, takes the lead around mid race, and cashes $20,000 to open the High Bank Nationals action. And that detail matters. Fourth to first because it says he wasn't gifted clean air. He earned it in traffic on a surface that rewards bravery but punishes mistakes. It also continues the storyline that Kofoid and Huset's had become a thing, like certain drivers and certain tracks just speak the same language. Then comes the hustle finale, the kind of race where the money changes the way people race you. Kofoid goes out and delivers the cleanest kind of flex, leads all 40 laps, and wins $150,000. That's not a right place, right time win. That's a try to take it from me win. And psychologically, those wins do something to a field. They make everyone else start pressing. And pressing at Huset's, high speed, high line, high consequence, creates mistakes. After watching Kofoid win the early money, Friday becomes a different story. Sheldon Haudenschild gets the win on Friday in the prelim. Important, not just because it's a victory, but because it breaks the tension for a team that had been knocking on the door for quite some time. Prelims at these mega events aren't little wins. They set up the big show. They build confidence, they validate the notebook, and then on Saturday, well, it just hit totally different because Saturday was the richest night. David Gravel starts on the pole, leads all 40 laps, and wins $300,000. The kind of payday right there alters a season. Behind him, Tyler Courtney charges from 8th to 2nd. Donnie Schatz finishes 3rd. And that result is a perfect counterpoint to Speedweek. Speedweek rewards the best week-long manager. The Huset's finale rewards the best big money closer. Gravel did what Kofoid did in the hustle finale. He removed the chaos by controlling the front. Both Speedweek and Huset's Money Week are about repeatability under stress. Cap Henry proved repeatability by scoring points night after night after night and avoiding catastrophe. Zeth Sabo proved repeatability by winning more than once, being the only repeat winner, and stacking a first All-Star win in the same week. Kofoid proved repeatability by winning big twice early, including a wire-to-wire $150,000 win. Gravel proved repeatability by delivering the ultimate closer, performing for $300,000. Different formats, but the same championship truth. The sport doesn't reward one perfect lap. It rewards the ability to be great again and again. So if you're looking for the story of this entire stretch of sprint car racing, it's not just who won, it's how they won. Cap Henry wins Speed Week by racing like a champion before the title was even officially his, staying present, staying smart, and never letting a bad night become a season-ending night. Zeth Sabo stamps his name on the week by winning the finale and standing as the only driver to win multiple features the entire week, while also collecting that kind of what do you call it? Oh, giving them the boost that they need by collecting their first all-star win, and that can actually change a career's trajectory. And at Huset's, the money got bigger and the margins got thinner. Kofoid cashes in 20,000 and 150,000 with authority. Haudenschild breaks through on Friday, and Gravel closes the richest night with a 300,000 wire-to-wire statement. Two corners of the sprint car world, but one shared lesson. Pressure doesn't create the champion, it reveals them. But that's going to do it for this episode. And don't forget, we bring you race recaps, breakdowns, and all those insane adrenaline-packed moments every week. Whether you live for those sideways, mudslinging, dirt track sliders, or the door banging, paint trading action in NASCAR, you belong right here. Hit that subscribe button now so you never miss a finish. Until next time, keep switching grooves. And I'm Russ Fritz saying race hard, stay safe, and we'll see you there. Good night.